we're members of the Sainsburys Tri-Team. I'm Karen, this is Sian, this is Mary. Hello, ladies. And what we're going to do today is we're going to use this 100% British pork mince, and we're going to make a fantastic pork burger recipe with that. And then we're going to take that basic recipe and show you our favourite twists on that, so your families never get bored of eating the same dish. OK, so let's show you how to make this really fantastic burger recipe. So let's take some of this lovely 100% British pork mince. Got some onions here. We've got some breadcrumbs, the zest of a lemon, mild chilli, a teaspoon of dried mixed herbs, 1 egg. Give it a really good scrunch around. So we've made it into a ball. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide that into, let's make it into 4. So, of course, they're going to be thick. They're going to take a little bit longer to cook. So you do have to make sure they're cooked right the way through. No pink bits in the middle. And with this recipe, you can either make 4 or 8 burgers. But, of course, if you're only making 4 burgers, they're going to be quite thick. Whereas if you make 8 burgers, they're going to be much thinner. So there's our burgers. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you our twists on this burger recipe. I'm actually going to go back a step and go back to the basic pork burger recipe, pork burger mix there. And into that, I'm going to put about 70 grams of these lovely sun-dried tomatoes in oil. So Sian has very kindly been chopping those up for me. So let's just put those into the mix. This is going to give it a really nice Mediterranean feel. And I've also got some fresh basil. And what we've done with those is we've just torn those, because you shouldn't actually chop basil because it bruises very easily.
But when you do that, you get that most fabulous aroma, don't you?
Yes, and if you're not very careful, you also get black fingers.
Yes.
Have you noticed that? But that's the sign of a true cook, you see. OK, so let's make that into a nice dough again.
Makes it look so colourful, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? So let's put that out onto the board again. Let's make that into 4 burgers. Isn't it lovely? It smells of the Mediterranean, doesn't it? So those are our nice 4 burgers, and they go onto a nice hot griddle or onto your barbecue in exactly the same way as we did with the original burger, about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. But obviously you do have to make sure they're cooked right the way through. We don't want any pink bits in the middle. Isn't that lovely when you hear that sizzle?
It's going to get the mouths watering.
It is. Just reminds you of summer, doesn't it, in the holidays? OK, so our burger with the Italian twist is now ready. So we're going to serve that on some lovely tomato and cheese focaccia bread. Lovely fresh rocket on there. And we're going to put the burger on the top. And the top of the bread over there. And there we have our Italian pork burger.
Thank you, Karen. The idea I have for the twist on the pork burger recipe is a very simple one. I'm going to make a cheeseburger. This one is a Welsh goat cheese, but you could use all sorts of other cheeses. So we have the basic pork burger mix already shaped into our 4 patties. Take one, and making a little well in the centre, take a little piece of the cheese, place it inside, and the idea is to try and bring the patty mixture over the top to seal it and conceal the goat cheese in the middle. When in fact it's cooking, obviously the outside's cooked first, and then as it slowly begins to cook right throughout, the cheese in the centre just softens and melts a little bit.
Oh, it's going to be gooey. It's going to be lovely.
So a little bit of a mystery ingredient, really. So that's the cheese inside.
Sian, how do you make sure that no cheese bursts out when you cook the burgers?
Well, we're just carefully putting it in. These are actually quite the big patties here. So there's quite a bit of the meat mixture to go around.
It wouldn't really matter, would it?
I think, in a way, it might even be quite nice. So we need to wait until the griddle is nice and hot before we put this on. And I think the idea is we will serve this with a little bit of salad and some of the nice ciabatta rolls. So now we've got the cheese all nicely sealed in our burgers, the next thing we need to do is put them straight onto a really hot griddle. Obviously, it's really important that we do check in the middle because we need to make sure they are thoroughly cooked through. Any suggestions, Mary, as how we...
A fork or a skewer, just poke into the top of the burger and make sure that it's cooked right through, no pink bits left and any juices run clear.
Pop them over, lovely. These are Sainsburys ciabatta rolls. This is an Italian-style bread, and we're going to serve our burgers on these rolls when they've been lightly toasted. So now our burgers are nice and cooked, ready to serve. So, straight from the griddle, onto our ciabatta roll, with some little gem lettuce, quickly topped with some Sainsburys tomato relish.
That's about a teaspoon of that, is it?
About a teaspoon, and a little bit less, about half a teaspoon of the horseradish sauce.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely. Stripping over there. Topped with the remaining half the ciabatta. And there we are. Cheeseburger with a twist.
This is my curry twist on the basic pork burger. In this bowl we have the basic mixture that you saw earlier, and to this I'm going to add a teaspoonful of curry powder. And this is Sainsbury's mild curry powder. And just add that to the mixture and then give it a good old mash up with a spoon. Make sure that the curry powder is well blended in. So there's the mixture. I'm just going to lightly oil my hands to stop the mixture sticking to them. I'm going to divide this into 4 pork burgers and just shape them with my oiled hands.
The curry's such a popular flavour, isn't it? Everybody seems to like it,
They do, don't they? So there's the burgers. And then I think these are really nice if you just sprinkle them with a few cumin seeds, which add a lovely, crunchy burst of flavour when you eat them. So a little sprinkling of cumin seeds on the top, about a teaspoonful there. And then the grill pan is nice and hot, ready for action, so let's pop the burgers on. 1, 2...
It's a great sizzle going on.
Yes, it's lovely, isn't it? 3, 4.
Do you think you'll smell that curry as they're cooking?
You will, and when you turn them over, you'll really get a waft of that lovely, the cumin seeds as they burst with the heat. This is a lovely garlic and coriander mini naan bread, which we sell in Sainsbury's, and these are absolutely great with the curry burgers. And we're also going to serve them topped with a spoonful of Greek-style natural yoghurt and a little sprig of coriander, which you've got there ready for us,
Certainly have, all fresh and growing here.
And here they are, beautifully cooked curried pork burgers. And I'm just going to serve them on a mini garlic and coriander naan, which has been lightly toasted. I've done that under the grill, but you could cook it on the grill pan or on the barbecue. And then to finish off, a spoonful of deliciously thick and creamy Greek yoghurt and a sprig of coriander. And I think that looks good enough to eat, don't you agree, ladies?
Absolutely.
So there you have it. You've seen our great twist on that burger recipe. Now it's over to you. Get practicing and get ready for the launch of the Tri-Nation competition in August.